Hello people, how are you? Welcome in the very much next session. Today we will see the chapter electric current. Yes, what is electric current? How does this originate? Yes, of course it originates because of the presence of electric charges. The electric charges are due to the presence of subatomic particles, protons and electrons. There is a non-charged particle, neutron also. So electron has a net negative charge and a proton is a positively charged particle. So let me tell you what is electric charge. You can do an experiment. Take a glass rod, rub it with a silk cloth. So you will see that glass rod gets positively charged. You can experience the presence of charge. Though let me tell you that unit of charge is coulomb. It is represented as C. What is 1 coulomb? Let me tell you, one electron carries a net negative charge of 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So there is a question for you. How many electrons are needed to make up a 1 coulomb charge? Well, that's easy. See here. One electron has 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb charge. So x electrons will have 1 coulomb charge. So we can calculate x is equal to 1 upon 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, and this gives you the answer 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons. You can see there is a large number of electrons required to make up 1 coulomb of charge. तर आपण पाहिलं 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons. एवढे जास्त इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लागतात आपल्याला to make up a charge of 1 coulomb. So 1 coulomb is a very much great charge. Okay. So आता आपण बघूयात what is electric potential. It is defined as the work done in moving a unit charge from infinity to a point say A. Okay. Let me tell you, आपण पोटेन्शियल इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेन्शियल जे ते मेजर नाही करू शकत. त्याची ॲब्सोल्यूट व्हॅल्यू आपण मेजर करू शकत नाही, बट ऑफकोर्स वी कॅन मेजर द डिफरन्स बिटवीन द टू. सो व्हॉट इज इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेन्शियल डिफरन्स? इट इज द वर्क डन इन मूविंग अ पॉइंट चार्ज फ्रॉम अ पॉइंट टू अदर पॉइंट. फॉर एक्झाम्पल फ्रॉम अ पॉइंट A to point B. Okay. So let me tell you, the electric potential and electric potential difference both have a unit volt represented as V. Okay. To measure voltage we require an instrument that is known as voltmeter. आणि हे voltmeter जे आहे ते आपण नेहमीच पॅरलल मध्ये कनेक्ट करतो सर्किटशी. आता हे पॅरलल काय आहे ते मी नंतर सांगेन. सो लेट अस नाउ मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, electric current. What is electric current? Now electric current is defined as the charge moving through a cross section of the conductor in a unit time. So electric current I is equal to charge Q divided by time T. Okay. The unit of electric current is ampere. Now, so 1 ampere is defined as 1 coulomb charge passing through a cross section of the conductor in 1 unit time. Okay, so 1 ampere is 1 coulomb upon 1 second. And also instrument to measure current is known as ammeter, and it is always connected in series with the circuit. आता ही series काय आहे पण मी नंतर सांगेन. Okay. So let us now move to the very much important part, that is the flow of electric current. कसा फ्लो होतो, का फ्लो होतो? तर इलेक्ट्रिक करंट हा फ्लो होण्यामागे सगळ्यात इम्पॉर्टंट फॅक्टर जे आहे दॅट इज द पोटेन्शियल डिफरन्स. The current always flows from a higher potential to a lower potential. Okay. Now आपण बघणार आहे what is circuit, what is circuit diagram and the components of circuit. आपल्याला सगळंच बघायचं आहे so that we can understand all the points very clearly. So circuit is a continuous and closed path of electric current. So if you have noticed, continuous and close. Continuous पण पाहिजे, close पण पाहिजे, because open circuit मध्ये current cannot flow. Particles cannot cross through air, you know. म्हणून closed circuit पाहिजे. See here, this is a closed circuit. Switch is on, so and connected with the wire. So the complete circuit is closed and forms a closed path for the electrons to flow. So electric current will flow. And this is an open circuit. Switch is off, not connected to the wire, and the path is not completed and not continuous. So electric current is not going to flow. तुम्हाला माहिती असेल जर एखादा इलेक्ट्रिशियन वगैरे तुमच्या घरी आला फॉर सम रिपेअर वगैरे तर बघा त्याचा जो स्क्रू ड्रायव्हर आहे त्याचा हँडल प्लास्टिकचा वगैरे असतं. दॅट इज अ इन्सुलेटर. त्याच्यातून इलेक्ट्रिक करंट फ्लो होत नाही. तो काय करतो प्लास्टिक ते कम्प्लीट सर्किटला इनकम्प्लीट बनवतो आणि इलेक्ट्रिक करंट फ्लो होऊ देत नाही. त्याच्यामुळे जे आपलं वर्कर आहे त्याला इलेक्ट्रिक करंट लागण्याचे चान्सेस कमी होतात. ओके. Now let us see the circuit components. Let me tell you what are the circuit components. See, सर्किटला कंप्लीट करण्यासाठी फॉर्म करण्यासाठी ज्या गोष्टी लागतात, अ सेल, अ बॅटरी, देन स्विच ओपन और क्लोज, देन अ वायर जॉइनिंग और अ वायर विदाउट जॉइनिंग, देन अ bulb, then resistor, variable resistor, ammeter and voltmeter. All these are the components of an electric circuit. So let us see what is a circuit diagram. So this is a simple circuit diagram. We have here a cell or a battery, a switch, then a bulb, resistor, voltmeter, ammeter. Let me tell you, the battery, it creates a potential difference, and current always flows from the positive terminal of a battery to the negative terminal. Now you can see the direction is shown. Now if we need to measure the voltage across the resistor, we will connect the voltmeter in parallel with the resistor, and if we need to measure the current, we will connect ammeter in series with the circuit. Okay, so this was all about circuit diagram. Now let us move towards the most important point in this chapter, Ohm's law. So what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law states that at constant temperature, potential difference V across the ends in an electric circuit varies directly proportional to the electric current I in the circuit. Okay, so V is proportional to I at a constant temperature. So V upon I is equal to constant, and that constant we call it as a resistance, represented as R. Okay, this resistance, what is this resistance? The physical appearance of this resistance is actually the resistance or the opposition that the conductor provides to the flow of electrons. Okay, so you know, when there is a lot of traffic on the roads, we cannot move easily. Speed slow होतो आपला. काय होतं की दोन reasons आहेत. एक तर molecular attraction आणि दुसरं आहे की the collisions that takes place. Let me tell you, first reason की आता एक इलेक्ट्रॉन मूव होतं कंडक्टरमध्ये, तर जे ॲटम्स मधले न्यूक्लियस आहेत पॉझिटिव्हली चार्ज, that will attract the negatively charged electron जे मूव होत आहेत. सो इट कॅनॉट मूव इझिली. आणि दुसरे collisions, रोडवरती सपोज आपण चाललोय, देर इज अ लॉट ऑफ ट्रॅफिक. ओके, तर आपण मूव्ह नाही करू शकत किंवा आपला स्पीड जो आहे तो स्लो होतो. ओके, सेम मॅनर मध्ये व्हेन इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लोज इन अ कंडक्टर, जर खूप इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आहेत कोलिजन्स होत राहतात अँड सो द स्पीड डिक्रीजेस. हे पण एक रिझन आहे वाय रेजिस्टन्स अपीयर्स. ओके, सो रेजिस्टन्स जो आहे दॅट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन द लेंथ, एरिया, नेचर ऑफ द कंडक्टर. बेसिकली रेजिस्टन्सचं युनिट आहे ओम. ओके, आणि ओम्स लॉ वरून रेजिस्टन्स जर डिफाइन करायचं म्हटलं, दॅट इज इक्वल टू व्होल्टेज अपॉन करंट. ओके, let us see what is 1 ohm. 1 ohm is basically defined as the resistance which is provided when 1 volt of voltage is applied across the ends and 1 ampere current flows through the circuit. So what is 1 ohm? Yes, 1 volt upon 1 ampere. Now let us take a look at the graph of Ohm's law. Ohm's law plot a graph between potential difference and current, and he get a straight line graph. The straight line basically proves the direct proportionality between potential difference and the current, but this is only applicable at constant temperature. So at a constant temperature, if you increase the potential across the ends, current is going to increase. If you decrease the potential, current will decrease. So this was all about Ohm's law. Ohm's law have a large applications in the physical world, but only at constant temperature. Now let us move towards a resistance. Let us see in detail about this physical term resistance. As I told you, resistance also depends on the length, the area of the conductor, and it also depends upon the nature of the conductor, the material which we have as a conductor. For example, you know, silver is a very good conductor. That means resistance is low, of course. Now let us see how it depends upon these length and area things. Okay. So first of all, length. Resistance depends directly on the length. That is, it is directly proportional to length. If you are going to increase the length of a conductor, the resistance is going to increase. For example, I'll explain you. एका मोठ्या रोडवरती खूप सारं ट्रॅफिक आहे, बट ट्रॅफिक खूप लांब आहे. सपोज 3 किलोमीटर्स ट्रॅफिक आहे, मग टाइम लागणार. दॅट इज स्पीड कमी झाला, रेजिस्टन्स वाढला. सेम वे लेंथ जर तुम्ही इंक्रीज केली, एका कंडक्टरची रेजिस्टन्स वाढणार आहे. सेकंड, द एरिया ऑफ द कंडक्टर. एरिया म्हणजे काय? क्रॉस सेक्शनचा एरिया. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, कंडक्टर घ्या, कट करा, जो सर्कल तुम्हाला दिसतो त्या सर्कलचा एरिया, दॅट इज नोन एज अ क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया. त्या एरियावरती रेजिस्टन्स कसा डिपेंडेंट आहे? रेजिस्टन्स इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द एरिया ऑफ अ कंडक्टर. दॅट इज, जर एरिया वाढवला तर रेजिस्टन्स कमी होईल. कसं? जर एक रोड आहे, तो वाईड आहे रोड, तर ऑफकोर्स ट्रॅफिक कमी होणार आहे, स्पीड वाढेल, दॅट इज रेजिस्टन्स डिक्रीजेस. ओके. आणि तोच नॅरो रोड असेल, resistance will increase. Same way, area वाढवा, resistance decreases. Okay, and these are the two physical terms ज्याच्यावरती resistance depend करतो. So R proportional to length upon area. आता हे proportionality काढण्यासाठी आपल्याला एक proportionality constant add करावा लागेल. That is a resistivity rho. R is equal to rho into L upon A. What is this rho? This is known as resistivity or specific resistance of a conductor. So, specific resistance. What is specific resistance? This is the proportionality constant, as I told you, and it is defined as the resistance of a conductor whose length is 1 meter and the area is 1 meter square. So, see here, if you put here length as 1 meter, area is 1 meter square, you get R is equal to rho. That is the resistance of the conductor. Now, if the length is fixed, area is fixed, the resistance is fixed. So rho, that is specific resistivity or the resistivity, is fixed for a given conductor. So the unit of specific resistance is ohm meter. I'll tell you how. This is ohm resistance, then meter upon meter square. So meter square gets cut. That meter comes here, so ohm meter. The unit of resistivity is ohm meter, and as I told you, for a given conductor it is constant. The resistance, as I told you, depends upon length, area, and this resistivity rho. There is a one more factor which changes resistance. If you remember the statement of Ohm's law, I told you it is applicable only at constant temperature. That is, if temperature changes, then resistance is going to change. Temperature, if you increase it, resistance will increase. If you decrease the temperature, resistance will decrease. I'll tell you how. Suppose आता temperature तुम्ही increase करताय, then एका conductor मध्ये जे electrons आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये collisions increase होतील. You know, temperature वाढवलं, kinetic energy वाढते, so motion पण वाढलं. Collisions वाढले, resistance काय होणार? Ultimately is going to increase. आणि टेम्परेचर कमी केलात, रेजिस्टन्स इज गोइंग टू डिक्रीज. आता हे जे टेम्परेचर डिपेंडन्स आहे रेजिस्टन्सचा, त्याला खूप ॲप्लिकेशन्स आहेत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, आयन, इलेक्ट्रिक आयन आपण यूज करतो. त्याच्यामध्ये काय होतं की इफ द coil in the iron is heated up because of the resistance that develops in it. As resistance increases, the coil gets heat up and we can iron our clothes. So depending upon this resistance, there are three types of substances. One is a good conductor, one is an insulator, and semiconductors. What is good conductor? Good conductor is having very low resistivity and a very high conductivity. That is, the opposition to the flow of current is a very low. Example is copper, best is the silver. Then the insulators. Insulators have very high resistivity. The current does not flow through it. For example, the plastic, rubber, etc. And semiconductor are a different type of metals which have medium resistivity, and we can utilize them very efficiently in modern physics. So these are three types of metals. If you notice, in our homes we have electric wires, and there is a copper wire used in them. The copper wire का आणि सिल्वर का नाही, कारण सिल्वर द बेस्ट कंडक्टर आहे. The reason is simple. सिल्वर खूप महाग असतं. We can afford copper. So copper use करतात, and the reason is it is a good conductor. So this was the introduction of the chapter Electric Current and Ohm's law. We will see the next part of this chapter in the next session. I'll tell you in detail about the resistance and about electric circuit. Comment your scores and also tell me the doubts about this chapter.